Fair use. Fair use. Prostitution is now mainstream. Fair use. Oh man. So I know the caption says Adin Ross claims he was intimate with Sexyy Red, but it's been confirmed by Sexyy Red herself. But let's watch the video real quick. Fair use.
Huh?
I want to announce something, but I don't know if I should say it.
Say it.
You know, don't you? I did Sexyy Red.
Okay. There we go. Some truth. How was it?
It was good. It was really good.
She was throwing it back. You could handle it?
Nah, she was kind of being the dominant one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I seen it, you seen that tape of her drop, like it's always a chick that
I jerked off to it, and that's what made me hit her up.
You're lying.
No, I'm being for real.
You don't like black girls though.
I do.
I think you're intimidated by black women. I'm serious.
No, I'm not.
You have a Latina fetish, and that's a
No, how the you know that?
my dude. Huh?
I want to announce something.
So obviously this was the big news, but this is how Sexyy Red replied back. She replies, "You paid me to take your virginity, and I did just that." Next. Now, what people have to understand now is this stuff is mainstream. Pay for play is mainstream now. Meaning, this stuff has always happened, but it's never been put up front. Now, pay for play is basically, you can't act like it doesn't exist anymore. So, what Sexyy Red is doing is something that's not uncommon in the industry. It's very common in the industry. For you got your plants, you got your industry women in general that just sleep with celebrities, they get paid off, right? You got these people, the Ice Spices of the world, the Cardi B's. You know, this is how it works. Now, there's going to be a lot of young kids that are looking at this news. They're like, Adin Ross paid Sexyy Red to what? So, to any young listeners, this is how the industry works. People will ask why celebrities, men of the industry, they don't necessarily try to make an honest girl out of like a normal, out of a non-famous woman. Meaning, why don't they try to wife up a non-famous girl or regular girl? But the problem is, when you are a celebrity or a man of status, you can't mess with normie girls. You gotta pay, mostly for the silence, the discretion, the how do you say it? I think the discretion, right? The silence. You pay them to leave. In this instance, now that we have a more female-led, everything is more female-led now. Prostitution or escorting is what they're going to push on you, and guise that as empowerment, because we already see it with OnlyFans. They're trying to make it normal. So, in the industry, you have the male celebrities, whatever, and they usually pay off female models, Instagram models. Back in the day, it was like Backpage and all of these websites, right? But now they just go on Instagram. A female rapper that's trying to come up, like I said already, a female model, Instagram model. These people, what they do, they either pay for them at the front end, like outright just pay them to have sex with them, or they pay them in the back end, meaning, okay, I'll give you an advance in your career. I'll put you in this spot. I'll put you in this movie. I'll put you in my stream. I'll put you in my TV show. I'll put you in my movie. You know what I'm saying? That's the back end payment. So in this case, Adin Ross saw what Sexyy Red was all about. He knew that she belonged to the streets. Sexyy Red belongs to the streets. Well, Sexyy Red has been pretty public about this. She hasn't hid that. She hasn't hidden that fact that she belongs to the game. And Adin Ross was like, "Oh, for real? All right, let me just give her this little paper so she can help me get off." So we talk about, it's almost, let me give you another example on this end too. Sexyy Red being paid off to fuck somebody, this is not the first time this has happened to her. You know, this is not her first rodeo being paid for sex. And what she represents is what she represents. It's happening with a lot of younger, particularly younger Black women, because they end up starting being younger Black women, unfortunately, young Black girls, unfortunately, start off really young sexually, including Latinas too, They start really young sexually, like really young. Like, you know how I told you, like the average girl that I heard that was getting their virginity taken, or they lost their virginity. They say, I always say, I keep hearing 13 years old. For Black women, a lot of them is younger than that. Unfortunately, especially when you're talking about the inner cities and whatnot, these are the uncomfortable things that happen. So that culture, that's what she represents. Okay. So this is why, if young men, if you're listening, this is why, if you're on a date and now women are now just outright saying he has to make this amount of money. They basically saying this how much it costs. Basically, that's what they're saying. If I'm not attracted to you, this is how much it costs. So this is the culture. This is what we're living in right now. There's nothing really there's nothing we can do about it. I think it's too far gone. I think it's really going to be hard to rein back in. But this is normal. This is what it is. So let's check out some of the comments. And if you actually look at some of the comments, a lot of women are outing themselves. Right? So the ones that are defending Sexyy Red, we already know what kind of time frame they on. You already know what kind of time frame they on. Basically saying y'all getting smashed for free. So I was like, oh, so y'all cost. There's a cost. And there's even women praising her for what she did, for making him pay. But it's like, how much he paid up front is literally nothing. You know what I mean? It's almost like a female, it's almost like a female escort bragging about making their clients pay. I'm like, well, okay. I'm hoping that you do. So this is what it is. Prostitution is now mainstream. Prostitution is now mainstream. I hope people adjust, make the proper adjustments. You don't need Backpage anymore. All you need is Instagram. And hopefully she answers.